Okay, we're diving into a story today that, frankly, sent a huge shockwave through Washington, D.C. Just a really disturbing visual.
Absolutely. We're talking about the discovery of a swastika symbol. And not just anywhere, but inside a U.S. congressman's office.
Yeah, it hit the news hard and fast.
And it's really important we pause on the significance of that symbol. The swastika, I mean, it's loaded. It represents genocide, hate.
No question.
So finding it, even if there's some explanation later, finding it inside the halls of Congress, that's a big deal. It feels like a failure, somehow that needs immediate attention.
Definitely. So our mission today is to go beyond that initial shock, unpack the facts as reported, look at the investigation, the political fallout. We're basing this deep dive strictly on those initial reports.
Okay.
The representative involved here is Dave Taylor. He's a first-term Republican from Ohio, and this all happened very recently, October 15th, 2025.
Right.
And right from the get-go, there seemed to be these two competing ideas driving the whole thing.
Which are
Was this targeted vandalism? Someone getting in and doing this deliberately? Or was it a major oversight, a failure of vigilance inside the office?
okay. Vandalism versus oversight. That really frames the whole issue, doesn't it?
It does.
And the way it was discovered.
Well, that's fascinating and maybe points a bit towards the oversight angle initially,
How so?
because it wasn't found by security or even by the staff in the office. It was spotted during, believe it or not, a routine virtual meeting.
Right. This is how it went from just an office issue to suddenly being everywhere. Reports say a staffer named Angelo Elia,
That's the name reported, yes.
he was on a video call, standard stuff, had an American flag pinned up behind him in his cubicle.
Okay.
But people watching the call, viewers on the screen, they were the ones who noticed something was wrong with the flag. Something deeply disturbing.
And the specific detail here is pretty crucial. The reports emphasize that this swastika-like design looked like it was actually woven into the stripes of the flag.
Woven in. Wow. Okay, not just like drawn on with a marker.
Yeah.
Exactly. It wasn't crude. It appeared integrated into the flag itself.
That really changes things, doesn't it? It makes it harder to just dismiss.
It complicates it significantly.
Why?
Because if it's woven or embroidered, well, that suggests a few possibilities. Maybe it was manufactured that way, like some horrible novelty item.
Which is disturbing in itself.
Or professionally altered.
Yeah.
Or maybe, less likely, perhaps tampered with very skillfully to look woven, but definitely not just a quick scribble.
And this flag was hanging where exactly?
In a cubicle inside Representative Taylor's office suite in the Cannon House office building, so right there in Congress.
This spread, though.
Oh, incredibly fast. It highlights how public eyes are everywhere now. The public basically acted as an accidental security camera in this case.
Yeah.
That image went from a webcam feed to major news outlets. Washington Post, Guardian, People magazine were mentioned in just a couple of hours.
So digital vigilance kind of forced the issue into the open.
Completely. It bypassed any internal checks or delays. It went straight from discovery to national news.
Which makes you wonder, if nobody on that call had noticed, how long would that flag have stayed up?
That's the unsettling question, isn't it? When you have a symbol carrying that much historical weight in that specific location,
Yeah.
the official response just has to be immediate and decisive. The symbol itself kind of demands it, regardless of the internal confusion.
And to be fair, the reports say the response was fast. U.S. Capitol Police were called in that same afternoon.
Good.
They launched an active official investigation straight away, treating it seriously.
As they should. And Representative Taylor's office also reacted quickly, publicly. That's standard procedure for damage control,
Yeah.
necessary here.
Right. He put out a statement, promised transparency, full cooperation with the police investigation, said they started their own internal review, too.
He had to get out front on it. What was the core message?
The main quote reported was that the symbol does not reflect the values or standards of this office, my staff, or myself. A very clear rejection.
Necessary. Absolutely. And this is where that tension comes back in.
The vandalism versus oversight.
Exactly. While they condemned the symbol, his office also floated the idea almost immediately that this could be vandalism, foul play.
Ah, okay. So, suggesting someone else put it there, tampered with the flag without staff knowing?
Precisely. It's a strategic move, of course. It aims to create distance between the congressman, his staff, and the intentional display of that symbol.
It shifts the whole focus, really.
Yeah.
From potential internal negligence, like, did a staffer buy this? Did they put it up to an external security breach? Did someone get in?
And that's exactly what the Capitol Police investigation is trying to figure out now. The initial reports say it's very much active.
What are they looking at?
Standard investigative procedures, mostly. Reviewing security footage from around the office suite,
Yeah.
checking access logs, who was coming and going.
Interviewing staff, presumably.
Oh, definitely. Extensive interviews. Trying to trace how that specific altered flag got into a secure congressional office and ended up pinned on a wall.
And crucially, the sources say no one's been charged or officially blamed yet. They're still in the fact-gathering stage, trying to figure out which theory holds water.
Right. Is it vandalism or is it oversight? That's the million-dollar question for the investigators.
Okay, let's zoom out for a second. Context is always useful. Who is Representative Dave Taylor? What's his background?
Well, he's pretty new to Congress. A first-term Republican, just took office in January 2025.
Okay.
Before coming to Washington, his career path looks pretty grounded in Ohio. He was a prosecutor in Claremont County.
A prosecutor. Interesting.
Yeah. And he also managed his family's business, something called Sardinia Ready Mix, Inc. Looks like a concrete company.
A prosecutor's background.
Yeah.
That suggests someone who understands procedure, evidence, maybe controlling a narrative.
You could certainly read it that way. The fact that the vandalism angle came up so quickly, framing it almost like a potential crime scene rather than just an internal mistake.
It fits, perhaps.
Yeah.
An immediate effort to define the terms legally. Focus on external factors.
It suggests an awareness of process, definitely. He didn't seem to hesitate. The response was framed in terms of potential outside interference right away.
What committees is he on? Does that tell us anything?
He serves on agriculture and transportation and infrastructure. According to the sources, until this happened, he'd kept a pretty low profile nationally, focused on committee work, constituent issues.
Well, this incident certainly changed that low profile overnight.
Dramatically, yeah.
Now, what about the wider reaction in Congress? D.C. can be so divided. Could this split along party lines?
You know, that's one of the most striking things here. It absolutely did not.
Really? Unity.
Complete unity. The reports emphasize that condemnation came swiftly from both sides of the aisle. Democrats, Republicans, everyone denounced the image.
What words were they using?
Things like offensive, un-American, deeply inappropriate, just total rejection across the board.
Why do you think that is? Why did the usual political battle lines just vanish here?
Because the swastika isn't just another political football, it's different. It's universally understood as a symbol of pure hatred, of genocide.
It transcends everyday politics.
Exactly. Its history is so toxic, so tied to atrocities, that its presence attacks the very idea of democracy and equality that Congress is supposed to represent.
So failure to condemn it immediately would be unthinkable for any politician.
Political and moral suicide, essentially. Leaders on both sides know that certain symbols are just completely out of bounds. There's no nuance to debate there. The unity shows a shared understanding of that fundamental baseline.
And did that shared understanding lead to any concrete actions institutionally?
Yes. Beyond the police investigation, the House administration itself stepped in. That's the body that handles, the operational side of things, office protocols, security for the whole campus.
What do they say?
They stated they would review office procedures, specifically to figure out how to prevent anything like this from happening again.
So they're seeing it as potentially more than just a one-off incident in one office.
It signals they view it as a potential systemic issue. Yeah. It's not just about one staffer or one flag. It raises questions about physical security protocols across the Cannon building, maybe even the whole Capitol complex.
Or whether the police find who did it or not.
Right. The administration now has to confront the fact that somehow a symbol like that could be displayed even briefly within what's supposed to be a secure federal building. That vulnerability has been exposed.
So let's bring this back to the listener. If you're following this story, what are the bigger takeaways here? What does this whole incident highlight?
Well, first, it's just a really stark reminder, isn't it? That symbols have immense power, immediate weight. Whether placed by malice or by mistake, the impact is huge.
True.
And it forces Congress, and maybe all of us, to think about the physical spaces where governance happens. In this polarized time, even the decor in an office cubicle can become a flashpoint.
Yeah.
So whether this ends up being ruled a security breach, vandalism, or a really shocking lapse in oversight, it throws up urgent questions about security, about vigilance, right there in the heart of American democracy.
So to sum up where things stand based on these initial reports, we have this deeply disturbing discovery. An immediate, swift investigation is underway, caught between those two poles. Vandalism or oversight failure.
Right.
And we've seen this rare, strong bipartisan condemnation,
Mm.
leading to an institutional promise to review security protocols more broadly.
Exactly. The investigation continues, trying to untangle how this happened.
Okay, as we wrap up this deep dive, maybe leave our listeners with something to chew on.
Yeah, there's a final thought here, building directly from how this discovery happened. It wasn't internal checks, not security rounds. It was the public watching a video feed.
Right, the virtual meeting viewers.
So here's the question for you, the listener, to consider. In this era of constant digital visibility where cameras are everywhere, streaming everything, has external public vigilance, almost accidentally, become the main way we hold officials accountable for what's physically inside their own secured offices?
Mhm.
Does this incident suggest that the watchmen are now, effectively, all of us watching our screens? Think about what that means for oversight, accountability, and how digital life has changed the very nature of monitoring power.